What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Power Play with CJ. I want to focus in on what's appearing to be the clusterfuck regarding Anze Kopitar's contract extension with the Los Angeles Kings, or lack thereof, I should say. I thought for sure Kopitar was going to be re-signed by the end of July, as he was eligible to sign an extension July 1st. I think they very well could still get a deal done before the puck drops in October, but it's definitely one of those situations where you say to yourself, uh, what's going on? Now, a big reason why, and I think Ken Campbell wrote this stuff in Hockey News, the Canadian dollar has gone to shit, relatively speaking. I guess that's not a knock on my Canadian viewers. Apparently it's bad. It's gone down 20% the last year, and you look at the impact that the Canadian dollar has on the salary cap, and the big thing is with the NHL, there are 6-7 teams in Canada, but how much of the revenue comes from America's hat, as we lovely call our friends in the north, versus the revenue and everything. It's just really the figures of it are really one of a kind. I mean, I know the NBA and MLB both have a team in Canada with the Raptors and the Jays both in Toronto, but none of the leagues are as international as the NHL in terms of having an American office and a Canadian office, and obviously when a big portion of your players and the majority of your fans are Canadian, goes hand in hand. So that's hurting it. Someone said you look last year at the extensions Taves and Kane got. I just assumed Kopitar and Stamkos signed similar extensions. That was before the depreciation of the Canadian dollar. The cap could very well be coming down, and with players getting $10.5, $11 million contracts annually, you get the cap going down and player salaries going up. This could be another, I don't want to use the L word on the horizon, but it could be a kerfuffle between the Players Association and the league, with the differentiation between the cap and the player salaries, getting closer and closer. So again, there's a number of factors why Kopitar hasn't signed a deal with the Kings, but the more I think about it, the more I don't see him getting to July 1st. Stamkos maybe. Stamkos possibly. I'd say 30%. He gets to July 1st without signing an extension with the Lightning. I think Kopitar is less than 10%. I think a deal gets done for sure, but the amount of bumps in the road are concerning. I cannot see this kid leaving Los Angeles. I just think you look at the success the Kings have had with him. That's just, it would be stupid to even consider letting him walk. And franchise type players for the most part don't walk, especially franchise type players that have been on 2 Stanley Cup winning teams. And you look at what the Kings were prior to Kopitar's arrival, and for their first 45 years of their existence, and then now they're one of the greatest franchises of the last 5-6 years. 2 cups in 3 years, and I know last year they missed the playoffs, but I think they'll be back. They've made the additions, and they're gearing for another run at it. And Kopitar wants to be a part of this culture, not only on the ice but off the ice. I mean, LA is a pretty good place to live. I do say so myself. The old C just looked at real estate out in the city of the Angels once or twice. So you get the opportunity to make a lot of money and play for a team in LA that's as well run as the Kings are. Be foolishly, but we'll see how it all shakes up. I mean, again, it's concerning, but I looked this up. This ran through my brain today, and I figured I'd look through it. The Kopitar's first 2 years in the league, 2006, 2007, 2007, 2008, he was eligible for his extension on a second contract he's on now after the 2008 season. He signed that extension, the 7-year, $47.6 million extension, on October 11th. I think that was opening night. I think they had the thing, we don't negotiate in the season. A deal got done, so I think that's going to be what happens here. I think the fact they're talking, they're going to put pen to paper. Kopitar's going to be in Los Angeles for a long time, but there's a number of factors why it's slowed up. This is more of it's a process. It's not going to be, here's what we're going to give you, sign on the dotted line. There's going to be some give and take, and I don't fault the Kings for monitoring the situation in Canada. I think they'd rather move other pieces away, if you will, to keep Kopitar to let him walk. But, we'll see how it all shakes up. Hopefully, for the Kings' sake, it's not going to be a season-long story, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, that's our episode of the Power Play with CJ. Stay tuned for episodes throughout the off-season and beyond. Later, guys.